Okay, we're going. Right. Ready? So, this is the D1, D2 questions. And we begin with the red team. 6 cadets from the red team have been able to guard the building through the night, starting at 22 hours and finishing at 0800 hours the next day. Each will be on duty for either 1 hour or 3 hours and will then hand over to the next cadet. The table shows which duty each cadet has offered to take. Very fascinating. Draw a bipartite graph to represent this information. You've got to be careful when doing these kind of things. This was the first question, so you can't use the clock as an excuse. You've got to get all of these drawn correctly because the rest of the question depends on it. And I think 3 people missed out lines from their diagram when doing this. So really, really careful. We've got A joined to those 2. We've got B joined like that. C is joined to 3. Am I doing this right? D is the last 2, so 4 and 5. E is at 1 and 4. And F is joined to that one, and that's the only one. And was that what I got? Have I missed any? No. I think that's right. There we are, looking something like that. My diagram's a bit more squashed up than the one on the sheet. Now, the next bit.
She just sat there.
It's gonna fall over.
Why don't you just move the tripod then? Start again.
How's that?
Start again.
You don't have a head. Oh no, it's okay, it's okay.
Right. So, then it says, I may suggest that who should take the 2200, I don't know if you can read all the stuff, but what it says is write down the shortest possible alternating path, because what you had here, I felt in part 2, I know there wasn't much space, but I wanted to do another little diagram of what the question said. So when I did this, I wrote my little diagram just in the space that we've got. What were the times? 22, wasn't it? Oh, I can't find that now. 22. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So the question said A to 22, B to 1, C to 02, and D to 4. Now we've got to read this carefully because there's quite a few ways, if you don't read what it tells you to do, that you could do this next bit. The question said, find the shortest possible alternating path starting at 0500. So we've got to start there. We've got to find that could be connected to D. D is currently connected to 4. 4 could be connected, well 4 could be connected to C or E. But look, if we join it to C, then we're going to have to keep going because C is currently in the matching and our path would continue. If we join it to E, we get a breakthrough. So we join it to E because it wanted the shortest possible alternating path. There it is, that's the breakthrough. We're going to reassign things. So that's going to end up in our matching. And the question said, I know they didn't give you much space, but it then said, and hence write down an improved but still incomplete matching. So the improvement that we've made is we haven't changed A, joined to 2200 hours. We haven't done anything with B. We haven't altered C. We have now got D to 05 and E to 04. And F is not currently in matching. But it did say write down your current incomplete matching, so you had to write that down, not just leave it with your alternating path. Okay, and the final part said augment this second incomplete matching by writing down a shortest possible alternating path. Again, I felt that I wanted to see what this looked like on a diagram. They didn't give you space to do this, but I wanted to have it. So I transferred that information onto here. So it looks like that. And then I tried to work out, but again, reading the question carefully, it says this time, starting from one of the cadets. There's only one of the cadets that isn't connected, it's F, so we have to start from F. And we alternate, remember? So looking up at the top one, F could be connected to 22, currently connected to A. A could also be connected to 01, currently connected to B, which could also be connected to 02, which is currently connected to C. I've run out of space, I'll do it here. And C could also be connected to 03, and 03 is blank, so we've got our breakthrough. So that was the alternating path that we had to have. So if we swap things around there, we're now putting F to 22, A to 01, B to 02, and C to 03. That didn't quite fit. So if we update, it did say give your final matching, so I actually wrote it out in full detail here. We've got Amir at 0100, Becca at 0200, Chris at 03. We haven't changed D, which stood for Dan, so that's still 0500. We haven't changed in this E either, so Emma is still 0400, but we have introduced Finn to 2200, and that's the final mark. Again, only 2 marks for the last bit. So not many marks for all of that work. That was it.